All right, moving on to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from Christopher Rosa, who asked me to do an Owl House Star versus the Forces of Evil crossover. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So this story basically begins, it's set after both Owl House and Star Versus. Essentially, what is going on is that after the end of Star Versus, the entire west coast of the U.S. got munified, and now magic's kind of run a new form of magic is running wild. However, there is the kind of matter of is there a way we can separate Earth from Muni? And in order to do that with with this new kind of magic out there, there's kind of well, what do we do? And also the governments of the world are also trying to figure out what to do with Muni, and also harvesting is magic a viable weapon now, and things like that. There is a lot of turning gears essentially in this whole storyline, and there's no Eclipsa is trying her best, to oversee everything. She's basically just trying to keep the peace, so to speak, and it's a little hard. It's kind of been a difficult situation for the most part. So yeah, it's not going great, but there is probably a way to contain that, at least at the bare minimum, contain this new magic, and that is to use the magic from another realm. And basically, in order to do that, they kind of need a focal point, and that focal point is a Titan. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of Titans around, but there is a lot of mention of another world that they can go to that has their own magic and their healing as well. And that world is the Boiling Isles. So Star and Marco, who are, they've been going steady for a while, they go in order to go to the Boiling Isles and ask for help of hey, this new kind of magic, we kind of need to get a cap on, and we kind of need your Titan. And they basically see that it's King. They see King, and they're like, that's a Titan. That's what we need. I was kind of hoping it'd be bigger. And King's like, I'm doing my best. Thank you very much. Magic got absolutely ruined. And Luz has told me all about your, when Muni crashed into Earth. You kind of effed that situation up in your own right. So I don't know if I could even use my if I'm going to affect your magic. Magic is different in every realm. So and even King says, I'm doing my best to restore the magic here. Do you really think I could restore or contain the magic of your world? By any means necessary. Do you really think I could do that in any way, shape, or form? And King, and Star and Marco are just could it be could you actually? Well, we kind of need your help, and we don't know for sure, but if you come with us. And King's like, I'm sorry, I gotta stay here. I need to stay here, to keep the magic alive here. So Star's just well, that's not going to work. My people are, suffering as well. So kind of need your help here. So without thinking, because this is what Star does, she takes King and goes back to the Muman-controlled area of Earth. And of course, this does not go over well. So immediately, Ida freaks out, and they basically get to, have to go contact Luz, and Luz is just like, what happened? Who stole King? Okay, this is where bitches die. So Luz gets together with Hunter, Amity, and Willow, and Gus, and the four of them go into what is called the M Zone, the Muman-controlled part of the world, and they have to go in there while there's people trying to still thrive on Earth. There are Mumans there, and yeah, it's not going well. So the Muman areas of the world parts of the world are still controlled by Eclipsa, but it's not a full control because there were people living there already. So you have like bands of humans, people who have been breeding with the humans, and on top of that, you've got monsters going around. It's a very dangerous situation. It's almost like it's a whole new frontier all over again. So Luz and the others have to like go through, fight their way through various forces, and eventually they do find the Muman castle. And Star is back with her. She's freaking out. She's like, "What did I do?" And Marco does the same thing you always do: not think and get us into more trouble. And she's like, "I panicked. Those guys seem fine. King is the only way to like control the magic here, and we can have, our people can have control again." And Marco points out, the whole thing is that you wanted to get rid of magic, right? Like this whole thing started, and now you want to not only bring it back, but also like control it. You kind of sound like your mom right now. And Star has that moment of, oh no, I fucked up bad. And that's when she hears a voice go, "Yeah, you really did." She turns around, there's Luz, Amity, the whole group is there, and they are looking for a fight. Fortunately, Marco's there, Tom is there, Buff Frog is there, and Moon is there as well. So you've got both, Luz just basically says, "I'm only going to say this once, give me back King, and everything will be fine." And before anyone can say anything, fight breaks out. So Star on her side and Luz and the others, they all just get into one big scrap over everything. And it's just a all out fight. You got like Marco trying to fight Hunter, who's you've got Tom trying to fight Amity. You've got basically everyone just throwing hands until eventually King's just like, "Everyone shut up!" And everyone just stops mid-fight. Although there would be a scene where like mid-fight, like just when no one's looking, Hunter just sucker punches Marco again. He's like, "Why?" Anyway, so King basically is like, "Look, this needs to. I've been watching this whole thing, and it's nothing short of a clusterfuck. So I'm gonna do my hardest to try to help the people of Muni, the same way I helped the Boiling Isles. But yeah, I can't make any promises." So King basically reaches in, is like, "Dad, give me strength." And through it, he reaches out through the magic of Muni, and also coursing through him is the magic of that's left here from the Boiling Isles. And what he does is just restore the magic of Muni, and makes it, not only that, he makes it exclusive to Muman. So the magic of Muni to Mumans only. So it's useless to mankind trying to use it in their own right. It does fix one problem. There are a lot of political issues, but that's a problem for another time. So by the end of it all, King goes back, and Star, grievously she apologizes profusely for what she did, and she's like, "I'm sorry. I was just trying to protect my people. I put them through enough, and this was just me." Like, she basically says, "I did it because I was freaking out, and I was punishing myself because I didn't think of my actions the last time when I destroyed magic. And even though I got to be with Marco, I selfishly wrecked the planet, wrecked 2 worlds. So, this was just me trying to overcompensate for trying to fix the situation." So Luz understands that, like, hey, I get it, but like, next time, ask, please. We already lost we lost one family member. We don't want to lose another one. And keep your shit together next time, please. But if you need us, we'll be here. Just don't kidnap members of our family again, or we will burn your whole castle to the ground. And Star starts laughing, and Amity goes, "We weren't joking. We will literally kill all of you and not lose any sleep about it." And Star just goes, "Oh." So they go back home to the Boiling Isles, and Muni has one problem fixed, but they still got a long way to go. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is the Star versus the Forces of Evil Owl House crossover. I want to thank Christopher Rosa for coming for this Patreon request and continued patronage. And yeah, like I said, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, hope you all enjoy this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.